Hi and welcome. And today we're talking about shot selection. So we're not actually doing any editing here at all, but we are focusing on one of the most important aspects of editing, which is choosing the shots we want to edit and hopefully choosing the right shots to edit. We certainly do not want to waste our time working on the wrong shot, and we want to find the very best shots we have. Uh, what we're looking at here is a shoot where I've come back from the shoot with the model. I've loaded all my image data onto the computer and I fired up my software. In this case, I'm using Bridge, Adobe Bridge, because I need some way of navigating around this shoot, of reviewing what I've got and identifying the best images, trying to pick the best images that I want to then go on and edit. Now, you may prefer to use something like Bridge, you might prefer Lightroom, you might prefer something else, but you definitely need something because this shoot has just slightly under 1700 images in it, which is quite a lot to navigate around. And so we need a way of being able to move around in the shoot. We need to be able to try and identify the best shots, and we need to be able to review them and assess whether we really do want to edit them, and so on. And I'm using the film strip view in Bridge, which I tend to use quite a lot because I will just use the arrow keys on my keyboard to move around. And this view gives me quite a large preview, which is very useful when I'm trying to identify whether I think the image is good enough to edit. I will also make use of if we go to metadata and put on the light table, this is also very useful because this enables me to move around the shoot much more quickly. Here I'm just using the mouse wheel to roll back and forward through the shoot, or I could use the page up, page down keys. And this is really valuable because it enables me to move around this large set of images very quickly. And I can review the setups that we captured in the shoot. I've got this outdoor sequence where the model was wearing this jacket and cap and this yellow scarf. And we've got a variety of backgrounds in this section. So there's quite a lot to choose from there. Or there's this setup where the model was wearing this stripy top and a beret. So I can very quickly move around this part of the shoot. And if I want to just pop back into film strip, I'll find that I'm positioned at that place in the sequence of images. And so I'm just what I need to be able to do is move around quickly. And if I see an image, I usually have two main criteria for: is this image going to get edited? The first one, and I think to me the most important one, is the model's expression. If I don't have what I feel is an attractive, interesting, possibly even affecting expression from the model, I'm not going to want to edit it. But once I've found that expression, the next thing I need to know is the focus good enough? And so I will take the image into Camera Raw. I'll blow it up to 100. I'll use the H key to select my hand tool. And I will typically focus in on the eyes because I want to know if the capture of the eyes is good enough. And in this case, well, it's quite a reasonable capture and focus on the what is in fact the model's left eye on the right of the image, but the capture of the other eye isn't so good. So I wouldn't want to bother with that one. So great expression, but the capture isn't good enough, unfortunately. So, and part of the reason that I will end up with 1700 shots is I'm trying to take quite a lot of images. I want a lot to choose from when I get to this stage, because I know that although there are some things I can control, the model's expression is one thing that I really can't control. I mean, I can, you can sort of encourage the model, you can direct the model, you can ask her to, do certain things, but you can't really control her expression. And here, when I go 100% on this one, I can see I've got a very good capture of the eye there. And the other eye is not quite as good, but might be okay. And it's then really a question of, well, if I really think her expression is fabulous, I might decide to push ahead with the edit. So it's a combination of things. It's a kind of trade-off, really. One thing that I do not worry about all that much in shot selection is exposure, because if I find an image which perhaps seems a little underexposed, here, for example, this is a bit shadowy, isn't it? I know that I can fix that easily. I can change the exposure in Photoshop pretty easily, but the two things I cannot change are the focus and the model's expression. One thing that is quite useful as you move through your shoot is to be able to label images. And here is an example where I have used label. What I tend to do is I'll use review, which is this sort of light blue color, for if I find an image which I like but I'm not sure about, and I think, well, maybe I might want to come back and have another look at this one. When I find an image that I do like, let's see if we can find one, and I definitely want to edit, then I will give it the approved label, which is the green one. And I guess you just, with things like labeling, you just have to find your own, kind of way of doing that suits you. And once again, I can very easily, I can drop into the light table at that point, and I can move around, and I can kind of see, well, what else have I got? I've got a bunch of images which are a little bit underexposed. I've got different poses, different looks, and so on. So this view, a combination of the two views, I find is pretty useful in enabling me to move around quickly and to identify the shots I want. Here, let's say this is another one where I think, or this one, say, yes, I like the expression, I like the angle of view here. Let's just have a quick look. Select H to move around. And here I can see I've got quite a nice capture and focus on both eyes, which is good. So I might decide that this is an image which I should edit. And, of course, this whole thing is totally subjective. And not only that, I think you sometimes find that an image that looks great to you on Monday might not look quite so great on Tuesday. And sometimes I'll do an initial edit from the shoot, and I will come back later and perhaps have another look through and see if there's something really good that I missed. And when I do that, of course, the labeling helps me to very easily spot the images that I've already worked on. Here, this is a good example of, this is a rather underexposed image, but because I liked the expression, and I've got a bit of a tilt there as well, but I like the expression. The focus and capture on the eyes could have been better, but I think in this case, I just really liked the expression and the way she was looking in this shot, and I did decide to edit it. So, you have your, you need some kind of criteria, otherwise it's impossible to decide which image to edit. But obviously, we tend to be fairly pragmatic and flexible, and at the end of the day, it is just really a question of the images that appeal to us the most. Okay, so just a quick canter around shot selection, and something that so just a quick look around shot selection. So just a quick look around shot selection. Very important to be able to navigate around the whole set of all the images we've got. Very important to be able to easily review what we've got, examine what we've got to decide whether the image quality is good enough, and apply our criteria, which in my case, expression and focus are the main things. So there we are. I hope you find that useful, and bye for now, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.